we're ready to go. You just tell me. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'll go at my loudest. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1. Perfect. There we go. Very painless.
In case we reveal government secrets.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yep.
Just do your maximum.
Rightio. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Round 16 of the NPL Men's New South Wales fires off at Rockdale Illiton Sports Centre as Sydney FC take on Spirit. What a game this shapes up to be. Spirit FC, after 15 weeks, have been flying high, currently in equal second on the ladder, and they have been showing everybody what they are all about in season 2025. Up against the Sydney FC side in 10th place, but as you've noted in the last couple of weeks, returning of A-League players has helped them big time. Last week they did lose against Rockdale, though, Sydney FC 2-1 here at this venue, while Spirit defeated Mount Druitt 5-0. Starting lineups for both sides, starting off with the visitors, NWS Spirit FC. Marks is the goalkeeper, number 1. In 4 is Smith. Lukovic is in 7. Cornwell 8. Akubo in 9. Conestabo 10. Nicholas 13. Pachevsky in 15. 19's Alawalia in 21. Keys and 22 Afuka. They are managed by the one and only David Perkovic, who's done everything right for this side this season. While for Sydney FC, the goalkeeper, number 30, re-signs with the club, Gus Huslip. In 6, it's Williams. 10, Headley. Jared Middleton in 14. Bass in 18. Quintal 10. T. Jesus in 21. Camiljo 24. Lockie Middleton 27. Lacey 29. And Kennedy in 37. Our referee in charge is Stephen Lucas. Assistants are Andre Giev and Lance Greenshields. Kurt Ams, the 4th official. Nicholas Kutniak with you. Let's get the second half of the season underway. Going to be an absolute beauty. Back end of the year. We can't wait for it. Sydney FC fight for a position inside the top 6, and they can do it, I've got to say, against the Spirit side that, are fighting for top placings in this competition. Looking forward to this game. It's been the one that a lot of people have been penning down as one to watch, as Camiljo's got possession. They'll work it on to the left. So Middleton, that's Jared. This left side. Again, he rolls it down the left wing. He finds Lockie in the touchback. So again, they'll reload here on the right side. Tyler Williams. 10 yards from halfway, Camiljo's got it. Jared Middleton. Quintal, hasn't he played some good football as the ball's been turned over? Kubo worked it on. Tried to work the ball back inside initially in Harry Keys. Did touch off Sydney FC. So no score on the board, a minute gone first half. Here at a nice, chilly, but not too chilly evening at Rockdale, I've got to say. Nice evening for football. As the ball comes back. Spirit, as I said last week, we're good against the Rangers. Nicholas works it on to the left. Tried to get the flick on the Fuka. Brokey's goal-scoring duck after scoring a goal in each game in the first 3 games of the season, including one against Sydney FC in week 1. Went on, 11-game goalless streak before breaking it against the Rangers last week. Funny to note, Takumi Afuka, some say that he's not known as a goal scorer, but he scored 10 in 2023 for Wollongong, 12 last season, so an average of 11, we'll call it. Played at Tarrawanna back in 22 as well in the IPL. As ball is seen out, Spirit will have an opportunity to reset. Nicholas, you can see what he does. Saw Lacey trying to put some pressure on him. Didn't quite work. There's Marks. Hasn't he had a terrific season as well? Part of the goalkeeping set up for the junior base for Spirit, which is a great thing as a Fuka. Looking at his left, Alawali is there. Alawalia looking to cut back inside. Does lay it back to Nicholas. Nicholas utilises the support. Again, Pachevsky goes out to the right corridor. Ball on by Cornwell. And now it's Keys. Did touch off FC, so it will be a throw on that western side of the grounds. Of course, we broadcast from the eastern side. Always hard for me because obviously I use coordinates when you broadcast on radio normally, so you're so used to broadcasting on the western side of the ground, and it always confused me a little bit when I'm discombobulated on the wrong side of the field as it's touched off at the end of Kubo, so it will be a throw for Sydney FC. So throw taken by Will Kennedy. Machevsky, geez, that didn't sound good. After he hit that ball, he's gone on the ground, and Perkovic is screaming in agony. He's still on the ground. The ball was played away by Alawalia. It did not look good initially. The Sydney FC, there's no malice, obviously, but it just didn't look good because of how it was. The referee, Stephen Lucas, go in to look at how he is. As I said, Perko had every right to say oi, oi, oi. He's on the ground. His side plate of the way, I think, was Alawalia. I can understand the frustration, I've got to say, in that situation. They might have to go to the bench here. It's not a good thing to say early in the game, but I've just got the feeling that bench, incidentally, for Spirit is as follows. So it's Chen, the backup keeper, which let's have a listen here. He was having a word there before Perkovic. So that's substitute bench again for Spirit. As I said, it's Kai Williams, Aaron Bassage, Chidiak, Oates, Gilmore, and Chen, the backup keeper. So, yeah, it's just the way the Sydney FC player comes across. As I said, there's no malice in it, but it's just the way he did come across. I can see why the complaint was there. Anyway, in the meantime, it's all good. His feet, but it's an interesting one, isn't it? Busslett, a big week for him. The re-signing of him with Sydney FC. So a senior contract for 3 seasons. So Gus, obviously a very good talent. We've seen him in the A-League, what he can produce. Big season ahead. A big couple of years ahead for the young fella. So the ball's going to bounce back, and Gus will plot it forward. Nicholas is going to let it bounce here. The pressure was on the right side by Tay Headley. Obviously, the refereeing actually has changed. I had initially Lucas refereeing, but that has obviously changed by the looks of it. So there's been a change of officials from what came out a couple of days ago, I should note, so apologies there. So Nicholas has to work it back. He does to Marks. Marks will work it on to the right side. Chases on by Keys. Good work by Kennedy. Keys is on him. Keys does touch it. Did the touch last off him? Yes. A call made by the officials. Call that straight away. Always going to be the case. So if you just joined us, this is the Friday night game in this competition as we're in the second half of the season officially. To remind you, we have got a couple of games in the first half of the season that will be played over the next couple of days, catch-up games. And also to note, the Mariners game at Plume Park that was scheduled to be played on Sunday has been postponed. We'll get to that in a second. That has been a hotbed topic over conditions of that venue the last couple of days, as Alawalia will have possession again. He'll lay it back. Eventually goes across to Pachevsky. Nicholas was on the left. It's time to go to the right side instead to Cornwell. Now they're on the right side again. Probably a bit too much on it. The run was probably a little bit too much. Keys gave a decent ball onto Frankie Lukovic, and it doesn't quite work. Score here, if you just joined us. 0-0 after 9 minutes of play. You'll see that's a can. This will be a Sydney FC ball. I can read the emails correctly. It's actually Casey Reblet, Lucy Hungerford, and Amber Morris. Geez, good to see I've opened up the right email. Rory McFarlane. I was looking at the wrong game. Jeez, put in the wrong information. That's good to know. It's good to see I pay attention when I put in information. Anyway. Knew it was strange. I'm like, I've read it, and then I'm like, okay, that's not right. They come across the right side. They come across, utilising this left wing. They can do something. This is Middleton, who worked it on initially, touched off Spirit. Speak of the Lachlan variety, as now Jared's got possession. Comes across the right side. De Jesus. Nicholas trying to work it upstream. The ball does go out. Now the ball drops back for Quintal. Use Quintal, but instead it's Camiljo. Now it's worked on. Williams. Jared Middleton now goes to Camiljo. Now on the right side, they've got an opportunity here through De Jesus, who works into the slot, but Marks is there to make the save. Marks makes the regulation save. So Casey makes the call. Yeah, as I say, I'm not great at looking at Excel spreadsheets sometimes. Just explaining to you, our journalist has just rocked up, Justin Davies. Mr. Yeah, the train's always late. It's not my fault, it's the train's fault. Bit of treatment being had here, or just, I suppose he's just stretching himself, making sure he's okay here in Smith. What I was going to say, the spreadsheet, I looked at it incorrectly and I've read the wrong referees list, and I've realised I've read the wrong one. I know what I've done wrong. I looked at Rockdale thinking it was Rockdale as in the stadium, but I've looked at the Rockdale game instead. It's so easy to make mistakes like that. The spreadsheets, I have nightmares. I get cross-eyed with them. I think a lot of people do. Ball drops back here for Williams. He works it over halfway. Been headed down by Habas. Drops down. Spirit can't do much with it. Sydney FC looking for a raid. Here's Habas with possession. Short ball again. Sydney FC looking to go back to Main Street. Quintal lobs the ball down the left. Habas is on the run. He's not going to get to it. It is played out blend by Sydney FC, and it will be a Spirit ball. So Spirit to take the throw on the western side of the ground. Now goes the way of Spirit. So treatment being done on another Sydney FC player here. I think it's a pass on that left side going to be looked at. So 14 minutes in, no score on the board. Sydney FC and Spirit doing battle. Friday night football, as I said, the game between the Mariners and Manly has been postponed to a date to be confirmed and a venue maybe to be confirmed by how everything's going at the moment. I don't say that actually jokingly because of the fact we've had so many issues in the Central Coast. Who knows where they're going to end up playing that game. It's been a hotbed topic, and also it's been an issue across the Central Coast and venue high anyway. Walia works it back. Of course, Sutherland and Sydney United do battle at Seymour Shore tomorrow. That's going to be a cracking game. Looking forward to that. Rangers Wanderers at Popondetta. Wollongong Wanderers, I should say Wollongong and Arpia at Wynn Stadium. That's going to be a cracking game. 7 p.m. kickoff. That's definitely going to happen at Wynn Stadium too. I made a big note about that in the Mercury today. Spirit now looking to work down the right side. The flag is up. FC play on the ground here too. Well, that's going to be the question. You heard what the coaching staff have thought that's happened to Lacey. Perkovic and Van Weeren having their chats you can hear in the background. This ball was trying to work in. Yeah, okay. Interesting one. You be the judge of what you saw. Could hear the coaching staff have their many opinions. Always seems to be the way. And that's the fans doing their bit, I suppose, to note. There's going to be a substitution here too. So Havas is going to be the player that's going to come off for Sydney FC. And coming onto the pitch is going to be in McAllister. So that's the substitution. McAllister comes on. By the way, the other subs in their side, you got Kulisic, France, Cronin and Lancaster.
That was our original call. So we gave him a yellow. He got a yellow. That I will get to. It's very loud in my ear.
So Cornwall got a yellow card, I should note as well, with all that going on. Spirit still have the foul their way. So that's touched Sydney FC last. Then they gave away the foul as here's the ball worked into the area. It's headed away. Drops down. Walia. Back to Nicholas. Nicholas now boots it high. So they come across Gus Huslett. Makes the regulation. Now he rolls it down to Camiljo. Now it's worked up the centre. Now possession again for De Jesus. Camiljo, De Jesus. He's going backwards here. He's going to go to Huslett. Gus. Gus is going to work it across to the left. Middleton makes an error there. Jared is going to try to scramble his way, and he does so. Vukovic is trying to win possession for Spirit. He can't quite. Ball's going to work back inland. Now again, they're going to reset from the back. So Williams. And now it's on De Jesus. De Jesus now has possession. touch back by Quintal. Jeez, it's a lovely ball. Headley coming back, and again, Camiljo coming across. He's going to work it back to Gus. Huslet. You do wonder, because every time I think of Gus, and no, I'm not going to go Phil Gould or Gus Warren or anything, I think of that song. You know, it goes, hop on the bus, Gus. That's all I can think of every single time. As the ball drops down, trying to hold control of De Jesus. Awalia, and the ball was cleared away. Good work by Camiljo, getting it away from Takumi Afuka. By the way, Justin, I do say, Eric has asked the question, did you just wake up? That's all I'm going to say on that matter. Eric Silviano asking questions. One day we'll do talk back here. On that note, possession will be for Pachevsky. Pachevsky, 10 yards from halfway. The ball was played back. It's a bad effort by Akubo. Now they're going to roll forward again. Nice pass on by Conestabo down the right side. Well, on that situation again, the keys were just a little bit too far for Harry. He couldn't pick up his namesake. The score remains 0-0. You knew there was going to be a key reference at some stage. That's probably the worst one you'll get, but still. So, 20 minutes in, we've had the one substitution for Sydney FC. Habas, who was actually really looking forward to seeing Habas play today. He's out, and now McAllister replaces him. So that's the change, and that's a big change too, I might note as well. So again, ball in position here for Quintal. He lost it. Nicholas comes back to Marks. Marks works it on to the right side. Cornwall's ball was all right here. He's in that possession again, but the foul has been called. Call made. So Spirit, everything on the left. Nicholas. Pachevsky will have possession again. Pachevsky goes across. This is Cornwall. Cornwall, short ball. Again, they're going to come back to Marks. Pachevsky. Now it's Alawalia. Again, using the sideline like a precipice was Conestabo. Nicholas. Good touches here. Spirit known force. Meth with a bit too much on that one, if I've pronounced that correctly. Smith. I know, an old 12th man reference from back in the day that probably nobody knows what I'm talking about nowadays. That's 31 years old, that album, Wide World of Sports 2. There's, again, Spirit. Work it back. Marks and Pachevsky teaming up now. Nicholas back. Pachevsky 15 or 20 yards from halfway to be exact. Cornwall has it on the right. Cornwall getting the ball on. Challenge there on Conestabo on that right side. Ball to go out, touching Sydney FC last. Nicholas is calling for it. Alawalia has it. Comes back. This is Marks. And now it's Pachevsky. Alawalia again works it up the line. Whistle plays it down, and the ball goes out. So score here is 0-0. So Spirit with Smith, Cornwell, Pachevsky. Played down by Sydney FC. Quintal's got possession. Quintal works it to his left. Looking for something here, the Sky Blues. And here's the shot by Quintal. It's deflected off. Lacey was with the ball in the first place to Quintal, which was a nice pass too, I might note. He's now struggled there for the Jared variety of Middleton. Two Middletons in action today, Jared and Lachlan. So again, Pachevsky will have possession, goes to Nicholas. Nicholas is going to work it on. Now it's Conestabo and Alawalia, Conestabo, and then, well, he can't do much here. Afuka, and now here's a chance. Lacey's ball. It's going to bounce around for McAllister. Works it back. And now Headley. Headley looking to flick it forward. Trying to get a touch on. And it's played out. Good defence. Nicholas does the job. It will be a corner, however. Good chance here for the Sky Blues. It's going to be Quintal to take this. Spoken about the experience of the Sydney FC side, about the A-League players coming back and the like, and it's been important to note. The outswinger. Eventually Spirit able to clear it to halfway. Behind. Flicked on by Henley. Henley's going to be around there, I should note. At the end. Goes back to Marks. Spirit couldn't do much with that one. The ball's going to bounce out. Doing some research during the week. Luckily it wasn't on an Excel spreadsheet. And as people know, I like LinkedIn. I really love LinkedIn. I think it's great to find out information about players. And now I can easily talk about young Frankie. He's an American from Millbrook in New York City. Oh, New York. I don't know why I went City. But anyway, I could tell you about that. I could tell you about the fact that he played at Gonzaga. I could tell you he played at Kingston as well. I could tell you about his all-WCC second team honours and all that, and honourable mentions for the first team. But the thing that really got me, Habitat for Humanity. That is so cool. Part of Habitat for Humanity International. So I thought I'd note that, because I think that's a serious one as the ball goes out. It does touch off Sydney FC. I could see the FC fans weren't happy with it, thinking Keys may have got the touch last, didn't quite. And now they're going to have the corner, but I thought that would be important to note about Frankie. On that note, Frankie to take the corner. This will be an outswing on this occasion. You can see Pachevsky bouncing around. Corner works in. It's touch off Quintal, and then flicking it down was in Headley. Now Spirit shy for the shot by Nicholas, doesn't quite work. The ball will go out for a goal kick. So 28 minutes in, no score on the board. The other games this weekend, the ones I've failed to mention thus far, and I'm going to say, I mentioned that Wollongong Apia game. It's going to be an absolute cracker at Wynn Stadium. I reckon that's one of the picks of the weekend in terms of Saturday night games. But you've got St George City and Rockdale at Penshurst. That's going to be a good game. And at Barton Park, St George FC and Olympic do battle. So I think that's, first of all, a two-legger the next couple of days, because they play on they play in a couple of days, I think, again. So we'll see a few of those coming up. Now goes the way of Spirit. Wind has picked up slightly in the last couple of minutes at Rockdale. Now, as you've probably seen, McAllister has replaced Habas. This came up on the screen a moment ago. That was a while ago now. Habas did pick up a knock a couple of minutes later, taken off the field. Big loss in some regards. He's been a great player this season for the Sky Blues. So that does nothing. 5 goals this season from 12 appearances heading into tonight. So ball will go out for a goal kick. So Gus and Camille shows ball. I don't know what that was really, to be honest. I didn't like that one. All right, Sydney FC. That ball has gone out. Yep, has gone out. Did get played out by McAllister last. Matthias, throw to be taken by Nicholas Alawalia, and that was too much for Nicholas. He said, no, I can't do anything with that. Throw to be taken by De Jesus. Zachary with the throw. That was a good throw too. I liked Lacey's ball in the first place. Quintal played it out to the right, but it was touched off Spirit, so throw taken quickly. Now on the right side, the ball played on by De Jesus. Does touch off Nicholas again from Spirit. De Jesus to take the throw. Again, he was pulled off the ball, I think, Lacey, in that. Wasn't called. Ball comes back. It'll be Gus Husslet that will have possession. Gus will be looking to go right. He does utilise here Tyler Williams. Williams again goes back to Husslet. Husslet needing to come back to the right side. Does utilise Williams. Tyler Williams now coming back down the line. They're going to go. This is not a bad effort. Quintal trying to lay it back to De Jesus. Doesn't quite work. Now on this left side, Conestobo couldn't do much. It was pilfered forward by Williams, as now it's going to drop down. Coming to his Middleton. Jared can't do much with it. Keys has got it. Keys now flicks it back inside. Conestobo controls. Tried to work it to his left. Didn't quite work. It was played down. It was great work by De Jesus. Now on the right side, it's Headley. Headley flickers the ball to the left to Camiljo. He works it on, and again, it's a chance. Lacey works it forward. It was stopped off by Pachevsky. And it goes on to Smith. Smith utilises his support. Frankie played it straight to him, and Smith worked it back, and Cornwall goes back to Smith, and that ball wasn't great, but Frankie's there, building that habitat, works it back, and now it's worked forward by Marks. The ball will go out for a throw for Sydney FC, wearing their traditional blue. Here at one of their home grounds over the years in this competition. Had a couple of years away from here. At Valentine they were. They've come back here in the last couple of years. Probably suits in some regards. I know some people would say maybe Manly or Cromer Park might be the right place for Sydney FC to play next. A lot of players, I was looking through the players' past clubs, actually were Manly as junior clubs. And we do see quite a few that when they do leave Sydney FC, if they don't make it into the A-League and come back to the NPL, a lot of them do come back to Manly, we've seen. But I think it's fantastic what we've been able to see from Sydney FC. And again, Jimmy Van Weeren, so much has to be spoken about how he gets the best out of a team every single year, especially with it changing over. As Conestobo's got a chance. Conestobo, well, I'll tell you what, that is good defence. I know Williams had to be a bit ballsy in some regards to go back to Gus Husslett. There's now the ball by Nicholas. Here's a Fuka, works it back in. Great save by Husslett. Maybe a 6-year contract might be up for him next. As Sydney FC work it down the right side. Again, the work by De Jesus. He'll get a penalty, or a foul, I should say. Not a penalty. A foul for that. Vukovic was on him. Given away. You call too many different sports when you've got penalties in your head when it's not. Obviously, it's not in the box. And again, this is Camiljo. Camiljo works it to the right. It's Headley. Williams' this ball. Wasn't bad by Tyler Williams. And let's see what can be done by Lacey. That's a nice ball. Oh, I tell you what. I know it went out, but still it looked really nice how he was able to use that touchline. Again, he couldn't quite get to it. De Jesus, as we can hear the young Cove supporters here putting their boys on. It's a good atmosphere. So, throw to be taken on this eastern side. Drops down. Conestabo was taking the challenge. Will be a foul. Casey calls it straight away. Walia has it on the left. Goes back to Nicholas. Nicholas, that ball goes over halfway. Sydney FC looking to work it up the line, but it goes straight back to Afuka, to Kermi. And then a nice ball by Quintal. See the touches that are on. Ball does go eventually. McAllister. And now Quintal was on the run, but they're going to call the challenge on McAllister. Foul goes the way of Sydney FC. So, here the coaching staff chatting to the fourth. It's all fun and games, isn't it? As we're about to see the set piece taken, Camiljo, he's on it. You can hear the fans, listen to this. They're making some noise, all right. Works it into the side, left side, bounces around. Lacey back, Middleton. The ball spins across. Can the turn happen? It was taken, but the handball's called. But I tell you what, McAllister, if you got the spin right, it could have been a chance. But yeah, I know it was a handball, but anything could have happened there. As the FC fans are just enjoying themselves, as per usual on a Friday night. He's starting to pick up a bit here. It's Rockdale Lytton, the wins. 37 minutes in. And it's 0-0 between FC and Spirit. Over halfway, Chris Marks. Fuka. Trying to work it into the area, didn't quite work. And here, Perkovic not happy. Foul goes the way of Sydney FC. So Sydney FC's got possession. And let's see what they can offer up here in this passage of play. It's Tyler Williams who will be looking to work up the line. Right side, it goes on to De Jesus. Then he goes back inside to Quintal, and Ball initially by Middleton. That was the Lachlan variety. Didn't quite work. Now again, it's Lukovic who worked the ball on. Cornwall's ball, and there's a chase on here. Tell you what, Conestogo's going to get towards. He did. It was played away. Camiljo that came back and cleared it out. And will be a throw on this eastern side. It's all happening here. Tension, the drama, the buzz. So now, here comes Spirit again. This will be work back from Pachevsky, Cornwall. Lukovic lost possession, and now it's again. McAllister works it on. Headley's down the left wing. Now Headley will have to cut back inside. Oh, Cornwall, he laid it back. And again, they'll look to reload here. Sydney FC there on the attack. It's a good chance coming up again. As Quintal's got it. He's got space on the right. He utilised the support. De Jesus back in the middle. Lacey had the stop. He had the shot. Oh, hit the top of the bar. Bounces away. Tapped down by Marks. Now it's a chance. Oh, the flag was up. The flag was up. The flag came up with all that transition. What a situation there. Just watching Sydney FC, the way they set that up, they should have got that goal. It was a good ball on, and I tell you what, Lacey stops and then has the shot, boom, it hits the, well, I reckon it hits the undercarriage of the top of the bar, or the top bar. That makes sense of all that. It's an amazing effort. I tell you what, it was a really good effort. Just watching that ball come back in from De Jesus. Oh, that's a good ball. And Lacey, I was thinking maybe he sort of wasted a little bit at first, too much time trying to get himself the right spot. But if you look at it, it's actually a great thing he did. Doesn't quite get the goal, but I tell you what, it would have been one of the goals of the weekend. Don't use the words goal of the season anymore because things change like that. Anyway, ball goes up the halfway. No score on the board here with that. 41 in for this one. Spirit have it. The ball goes over halfway. Again, it's a Kubo. We'll have to get onto it now. Camiljo is on him. Oh, nice work. A Kubo works it into the area. It bounces off FC. Then it's going to be lobbed up. Now, let's see what happens here because Spirit's still on the charge. Alawalia back, and that was a nice touch. It does utilise Nicholas. Nicholas gets the ball on. And again, he's in position here. Akubo, who works it into the slot. It bounces down. Smith wants it. Smith's going to have a chance. Smith trying to curl it down, but didn't have enough to go down. And the score remains nil as that ball went over the bar. The ends just didn't have the flight path to go down. Sailing to the night sky like Katy Perry did once. She became an astronaut for 30 seconds. I love all those memes on Facebook and Instagram with that. As the ball goes over halfway, whistle it. And now again, ball works wide by Lockie Middleton. Sydney FC, they probably could be up 1-0. They haven't quite. Here's an opportunity here. He was taken down the challenge, Lacey, and the foul will be called. He hops around a little bit, Lace. So 42 and a half in. Friday night football. Football New South Wales on YouTube. It's about the same in your local Football New South Wales YouTube. That doesn't quite work on your local ABC. As now the ball goes across to Williams. And back. Camiljo was looking and circulating, went back, and now Quintal will go back to Camiljo. Camiljo goes back to Quintal, and then that goes through the legs of Camiljo. Lacey couldn't quite get to it. The ball does get touched out by Spirit, so it will be a throw on this eastern side. 4 minutes of additional time is going to be added in 2 minutes. So 4 and 2. As Nicholas will sky this to halfway. Kubo didn't quite get the touch he was looking for, but that was a good ball by Takumi Ifuka. And then good work by Frankie Wilkovic, and then it was Pachevsky who worked it on the marks, and now on the right side it was played out. Headley down that left wing for Sydney FC. He switched course from right to left. No rain at the moment. I say at the moment. You just never know in a big city, especially in a big city like ours. Do mind, you saw a rainbow a couple of hours ago. I was at the local shops a couple of hours ago. Ball skied forward by Williams. Ball's going to bounce down. Quintal is going to lay it back. Jaron Middleton works it down the left side. Sydney FC looking to sit up here. Middleton, I should say, it was Headley. It was Middleton's ball. Headley was taking the challenge, so the foul will go the way of FC. So this all circulating here. We've got about 23 seconds of regulation time before we have the minimum of 4 minutes, must note. It's being shown on the board now as we speak. As now the ball is worked back from Williams, and now Camillo. That spun across. The wind is really picking up that ball. I just saw the way the wind actually pushed it back. It's actually howling towards us. It'll be a Spirit ball. All I could say is, lucky I invested on what they call dead cats for those fluffy mic socks. I'm glad I've got that on my headset, because you don't want to hear the wind picking up on those. Like, it gets so annoying. So they actually work, believe it or not. It's now Sydney FC. Can't do much with it. Smith has pushed it forward. Conestavo couldn't do much with it either. Alawalia couldn't control. Camille was taking down the challenge. Here's Ifuka now. He's over halfway. He's got Alawalia on his left. He's going to utilise Alawalia. Alawalia again. Now, can he work it back inside? He does cross it in. Here's the header over the bar. Not to be, but I'll tell you what, it would have been a lovely strike for Kubo. Score remains 0-0. We've had a minute 12 or thereabouts in injury time. Hope you're enjoying the sights and sounds of NPL New South Wales men's. All the games this weekend you can watch. Football New South Wales on YouTube, your favourite website that starts with you. It will be Gus Huslett who will work it over halfway. Ball bounces around. Sydney FC trying to hold command. I don't think Lockie Middleton's ball was flashes. Frankie worked it back and Smith works it forward. There was nobody within sight for Spirit. Camille Show's going to send it up for Sydney FC. The ball's going to drop back. It's Spirit who had possession again. Pachevsky, and then Marks flicks it forward. And again, the ball back by Conestabo. Alawalia couldn't do much. Here's Lacey for a chance for Sydney FC before the break. Now Headley. Headley's inside the area. It's a skill with kick, to be honest. As now Spirit can't do much. Headley's got possession again. He's going to work it back. Camille Show, they're going to sit up here, Sydney FC. They're going to be wise about it. Probably about a minute and a half remaining first half. As now the ball bounced in the middle. Lacey controls on the chest, then played it down, but Alawalia wanted out. Played it down the left side. That's a nice touch on, but Takumi Ifuka trying to get a ball back inside. Didn't quite work to Conestavo. Now again, it's the Sky Blues who have it on halfway. Right wing, De Jesus works it back, and now it's Huslett who has possession. Gus is able to work it to the left to Jared Middleton. Jared Middleton is going to get a short ball on. And this is Camiljo once more, who works it upstream. And again, they're going to slow play down. There's about a minute remaining regulation time first half. Jared Middleton on the left side. Now Lockie's back in the middle if they want to utilise Lockie here. Didn't use Headley forward as well either, which is interesting to note. Now they go down the right side. De Jesus. And that's a lovely ball on. Lucky Middleton has to go back though, I reckon. He does. And now Quintal, nice skill in the area. Alawali is jockeying. Quintal, take a shot, reflects off. It comes back. And again, they'll have to reload here. De Jesus. 15 seconds remaining first half. Now, Camiljo was a 3-on-1 against him. Gives away the foul on that situation. De Jesus on Canastavo. Whistle should blow now. Not quite yet from Casey. Probably was a little bit premature, to be honest. So, this will be Marks who'll boot this forward for the break. Spirit, love a goal here. And that's it. That's the first half in the books. 0-0 the score. Yeah, not much really to write home about, to be brutally honest, for both sides. Sydney FC probably had more of the chances of the two. We'll see that in the moment. The stats just built like that anyway. Half-time, it's 0-0 between Sydney FC and Spirit. So shots are 2-2, shots on target 1-0, corners are 1-1, offsides are 1-0. It's fouls of 5-7, the way of Spirit lead, and that's that stats, sadly. The yellow card went to Grant Cornwell, and no red cards yet. So 0-0 the score between Sydney FC and Spirit. FC have made one substitution as well to note. McAllister has come on the field for Habas, who got injured. So repeating, it's 0-0 half-time, Sydney FC and Spirit at Rockdale Littleton Sports Centre. Back on the other side for the second half. Back at Rockdale Illiton Sports Centre, half-time. It's 0-0 between Sydney FC and Spirit. It's been a cracking game between these two sides. Who will get the luck of the green in the second half? That's going to be the big question. Of course, these sides did play against each other in week one of the competition. 3-2 was the score when Sydney FC went down the Spirit at the Arctic Circle. There's now Spirit on the attack early, but ball drops back to Cornwell. Cornwell again is going to have possession, trying to work it up the line, touched off Lace. Will be a throw for Spirit. And again, it's on Keys. Keys now trying to spin pass. He works it back. Here's Alawalia. He does flick off the knees of Middleton Lachlan. As again, the ball will drop back, but still on the charge here. Spirit, that ball inside by Takumi Afuka, and then Akubo tried to slide it. Ball does touch off Sydney FC. Kubo's gone for the long sleeves in the second half. The Rockdale chili bin, as I like to call it. It does get very cold here. It's not Arctic Circle-like, but we'll call it the chili bin, because I reckon that would be a nice venue for a ground. There's now a good name anyway. Let's see if that gets a response. Anyway, corner about to be taken in, swinger.
T, go right. T, go right.
Good chance for Spirit here.
Hey, behind you.
Swings in. To the bounce away. Tries to get to it here. Smith does touch off Spirit last. So it'll be a Sydney FC ball. A call made by the referee, Casey. Casey Riblet refereeing today. And on this side, Lucy Hungerford finds Person. On the other side, it's Amber Morris. Plenty of A-League experience on the field and on the line. Ball goes to halfway. Comes down again where Middleton worked it on. That's Lachlan. Now to Headley. Headley and Cornwell. Headley won initially, but the ball went out. So he won a throw-in against him. The spinning wheel. Spirit will take the throw. You can hear the Sydney FC fans getting excited. Jared Middleton has to work back for he does so. Gus Hustlett has got possession. He just lobs it towards halfway. Cornwall heads it down. Falling over was Lubicic. Now it's a chance again. Again, Headley was able to work it on. Lacey spins around. Ball down the right side by Lachlan Middleton, but it's won by Nicholas. Now that ball is played out, so it will be a throw to Spirit. Touching off FC. Throw to be taken again by Bubba Kennedy, Will Kennedy. Ball drops down. Foul goes the way of FC here. So that's Tiago Quintal. That's the foul for his side. Of course, I should note when you type in Will Kennedy, you do get the rugby league player from the Sharks. Played for Newtown, 2019 grand final, when he probably should have been in the concussion bin. But anyway, well, we won't remind anybody of that. It's always funny though, because I didn't even realise he got hit off the ball a couple of plays earlier. I called that game, I even forgot. I had a Judo go to me, did you see that? I'm like, I can't even remember what you're talking about. That fixated on the game. On that note, he's McAllister. He's going to allow Headley. No, it's going to be McAllister. McAllister drives it. It goes to the right of Marks, out for a goal kick. Oh, wait a minute, it's touched off Spirit. Right, there was a flick off by the yellow, and it will be a corner going the way of the Sky Blues. Fascinating. Fascinating, that is. So we're about to see this corner to be taken. It'll be Camiljo to take it. So, Wataru Camiljo will be an in-swinger, all right. He has got Quintal if he wanted to use him, but he goes towards the, well, goes out. So, goes on the top of the bar for a goal kick for Spirit. Score remains 0-0 at Rockdale, aka the Chili Bin. So, Sydney FC, they've had some chances here to open up in this one. Neither side have been able to get the goal to get the lead in this one. Last week, mentioned Conestable got a brace. Aaron Bassage also scored last week. He's on the bench at the moment, Aaron Bassage. Did start last week. Awalia wanted it. Awalia still fighting for it, but Italy's able to work it down the line. Tell you what, Quintal will be looking for chances in this one. It was a good run too by McAllister in the first place, but Quintal, you can see he'll be looking for stuff as well. Get involved. I'm also going to make a unique statement, but I think people will understand where I'm coming from. Some of the Sydney FC jerseys are lighter than some of the other jerseys. Now, when we get a chance, as Gus Huslett will go to, well, he was going to go left and then he went right instead. We'll get to it in a second as Camiljo will work it up the line. Here's an opportunity. They're building here. The Sky Blues, De Jesus. Drops back to Quintal. Quintal. De Jesus on the right side. Camiljo. And the ball goes out. Now, the players in particular that I'm noticing that they're lighter blue compared to the others. So, Headley's, I reckon, is a lighter blue than what we're seeing of like a Lachlan Middleton. And even Justin Davies is going, actually, now that you mention it, it is sort of noticeable. It is. I'm telling you now. Camiljo's a lighter blue. That's a lighter blue, that jersey. Well, who knows? Maybe it could be the synthetic. Well, yeah, actually, you know what? That could be a good point too. Maybe it is the A-League strip. Who knows? Camiljo does work it forward. Quintal. De Jesus. Now Lacey. Quintal. Didn't quite work there for the Sky Blues. Oh, he's shoved off the ball here. Will Kennedy. Keys couldn't get to it. Did touch off the Sky Blues last though. Throw to be taken by Cornwell. Cornwell to take this. So 9 minutes in. Awalia couldn't get the touch he was looking for. William Kennedy played it out. Throw taken. And again, Sky Blues get the foul going their way. Now there was a bit of afters there, but that's about it. Referee Casey just says a word to Alawalia. And that's about it. though. Let's see what they can set up here from the back here, Sydney FC. Ball played down by Smith. It comes down. It's going to be touched off. And again, Sky Blues trying to go forward. Camiljo couldn't do much with it. Spirit have it on this right side. Played back by Keys. Now, one was taken down. So Frankie was taken down as Alawalia does touch it out. Will be a throw to Sydney FC. So I'm going to have a look because I've noticed that like Lacey's is also darker. So it could be right. It could be like the A-League strip compared to the NPL strip, maybe. Actually, you know what? I think you're actually right here. I'll get to it why in a second. Ball played out by Nichols. I actually think they've actually badged the NPL one over the A-League. That's what I'm having a look with the binoculars. The whatever size these ones are. I could just say they're 1050s even though they're not. I think they're 8 by somethings. So now here's an opportunity. Ball comes to the left. Here's a shot by Henley. Henley gets it. 1-0 to Sydney FC. It was a nice pass on the Henley. And the Sky Blues get the opener. After 56 minutes of this game, it's a lovely play. It was set up. Good ball on. Henley gets the goal. It was Lacey that got the ball onto him. So the first goal of the game is finally there. Tay Henley. He's been looking and searching and gets it. Just watching the replay again. Looks like it's Lacey that is able to spear that ball onto the left to Headley. Headley gets the goal. So it's a good game. Sydney FC get there first. Walia works it over halfway. The ball was headed out. Ball's in jersey mode. They all started to quicken up. Corner comes, or corner I should say, ball comes flying in from Smith, the cross. Ball touches off Sydney. It will be a throw on that western side. Can't even get the C's wrong. It's a cross, not a corner, Nick. Get it right. Anyway, Nicholas to take the throw. Played away. It's interesting from Joe Lacey there. Played that out. Now I am actually wrong. I was having a look at the jerseys again. It's just the way it's placed the NPL logo on there. It looks different. It's like they've put like a badge. It's not quite a badge, but they are. There's definitely ones lighter than some of the others. I definitely think it might have been in the wash too long. As here's the corner that comes flying in, and bounces out, and it will be a goal kick. I just find it fascinating. That's all I'm saying. So we will see substitution made shortly. Sydney FC want to make a couple of changes. They've already made one, I should note, in the first half, an injury to Alex Abbas. And it meant that McAllister came onto the field. He's played well, McAllister. Wasn't with the home when the family went to the airport, but anyway. I'm glad Justin knew what movie I was talking about straight away, Home Alone. 1, 2. Great films. Being stuck in Chicago. Can't think of anything worse than that. I like Chicago, but it gets too cold. Ball comes back to Husselt. He's going to work it forward. And now it's on for Headley. Headley, can he work it back inside? Ball goes to the right. Now, Quintal's got De Jesus on a run, but he goes himself. Oh, there was nobody at the far post to go for it. Well, you think that maybe Lacey could have made the run, but no. Surely Lacey didn't. The score remains 1-0 FC. There is a goal happening again for the Sky Blues. You think Spirit are going to make some changes, I reckon, shortly as well. Those benches for both sides, I should know. So, this is what they're doing today here. FC, Kolosic, Lancaster, France and Cronin, who I've got here, will be able to come onto the field if they want to go that way. There's now the ball. Well, he couldn't quite get to a Kubo. I can see why Perko's not happy. Their bench, by the way, Williams, Aaron Bassage, Chidiac, Oates, Gilmore, and Chen.
Keep it. Forward, take forward.
So it's all happening here. So substitutions are being made as we speak for both sides. So as I said, Kai Williams will be coming onto the field, same as Aaron Bassage. So they're the first two changes for Spirit. Confirmation, I think that was Kubo that's come off. No, Afuka. Afuka's one. The other one's Cornwall, that's right. So it's Afuka and Cornwall, the two players off the pitch. So they're the changes for Spirit. So Aaron Bassage replaces Afuka. It's Headley on this left wing. Headley, it's cleared away. The foul will go the way of the Sky Blues again. Intriguing game thus far. Headley is alongside Quintal. Who's going to take this one? Two-man wall. Quintal. The header didn't quite work by McAllister. And the ball's going to go out for a goal.
Stay on it.
Sydney Forever chants in the backgrounds. Not a bad crowd actually here for a Friday night at Rockdale. So now Williams, Alawalia, it's been won. Headley's ball was good initially. Wasn't probably the best of deliveries from Lachlan Middleton. It's played by Camiljo. Now down the right. Sydney FC looking to build. Score here 1-0. The Sky Blues would love another goal. As you can see, Lacey was calling for it, but De Jesus has it on the right wing. He gets the cross in. It's probably too much. And the save is made by Chrissy Marks. He was on the marks in that situation. And he bowls it over to the left. Nicholas. Ball drops down. Here's a chance for Spirit. If you can get the shot here, Aaron Bassage. No, wrong side of the net. I'll tell you what, Michael Aaron Bassage was really putting the you-know-what's on. And on that note, onto the opposite side of the netting. So triple change being made. They will be the following. So it's going to be Lancaster, France, Cronin. They're the three that are coming onto the field for the Sky Blues. Limping off is Joe Lacey. Camille Joe comes off, and it looks to be Quintal that's going to be making his way off the pitch. And that's the case. So Quintal was the other player to make his way off the pitch. Joe Lacey actually a bit of a knock, it looks like. He's done a good shift, though. Been impressed with Joey Lacey tonight. Good game. So throw taken. Foul called. Challenge on William Kennelly. So this will be taken by Tay Headley. So Headley would love to set one up here. It's taken by Headley. It's headed down by Spirit. It's going to drop down. Try to get to it. Cronin couldn't. Ball played down from Harry Keys.
Hurry!
So Quintal, he's gone the long way round. As we noted, I thought he was going to go straight in the sheds because he is limping, but he's decided to come back to see how his team go in this one. Good opportunity for Sydney FC to get an important win. Get a string of wins together, anything can happen. Fight to the top six. As now, talk about Aaron Bassage and what he can set up. Probably too much there, and Conestabo just gave up the run, saying there's no chance. No Usain Bolt. Ball was played on by Gus Huslett. And Jared Middleton's got possession again. So Gus Huslett will have to swing it deep. Goes up to the edge of halfway. Nicholas is there. He lobbed it forward. Kubo couldn't quite get to it. Kubo wants it, but again, it's going to go over the top. Aaron Bassage is circulating. This is a game where it's a bit of swinging the foot around, trying to get control of it. Wally is on the left. But again, Spirit looking to go forward. Tell you what, there's some skill down that right side by Marin France. Jeez, he can have some footwork, can't he? Ball comes in. Aaron Bassage. Hit it down by Cronin. Drops back his Keys. Harry Keys. Harry. He lobs it back, and it's nearly been won there. I tell you what, Edley nearly just stole it. As now they're down the right side. This is a great effort. De Jesus works into the slot. Couldn't quite get to it. McAllister comes down. No chance for any of the Sydney FC players initially. Drop back for France. They have possession. Goes back. And Lancaster goes to De Jesus, who works it into the slot. It's played down by Pachevsky. Now Sydney FC looking to roll it forward. Here's a chance for Will Kennedy. Alawalia trying to win possession, couldn't drop down. Sydney FC a chance. Kennedy again. Kennedy takes the shot. Well, I tell you what, Marks did go large on the left, but it was always swaying wide. And the ball will go out for a throw, I reckon, of all things for Sydney FC. I reckon that had so much spile on it, and it did touch off Spirit there, suggesting so it'll be a throw going the way of Sydney FC. So it'll be interesting if Kulisic does come onto the field. So Kulisic, the only playing sub for Sydney FC they've got left. You've got for Spirit as this ball goes wayward at the end. There will be a Spirit throw. So it was a Sydney FC ball before. I think I may have said Spirit, but it was a Sydney FC ball before. But throw taken. Lukovic, I should say. Lukovic, my head, Lukovic. Now, Sydney FC looking to go forward here. Spirit does flick off. Still alive here for the Sky Blues. Foul call for offside. The yellow card has been given. So McAllister gets the yellow. Chidiac is going to come onto the field now for Spirit. So Chids comes on. Coming off the field will be Harry Keys. So Chidiac now has the locks on that position.
Get narrower! Zane, what are you doing out there? Get narrower!
Ball drops into the area. Will be stopped by Gus Huslett.
Stay narrow! Stay narrow!
Ball bouncing around every which way. You wonder what is going to happen here in the next 18 minutes of regulation time as Chidiac's got possession. Chidiac now couldn't quite get that ball on. Did play it out, so it'll be a throw to Sydney FC. He's calling to say that he was pushed off the ball and all that, but at the end we know what the call's going to be. It's going to be a Sydney FC throw. Don't forget tomorrow, the game I'm looking forward to, Wollongong and Apia. Geez, Wynn Stadium. Timmy Gibson will be fired up to call all the action. Good to hear Timmy Gibson calling the footy at the moment. Very good young kid. Ball's work forward from Kyle Williams. Also a drop back to Nicholas. Nicholas works it into the slot and bounced every which way. Can he find the target? Will be a throw in. Sydney FC throw.
Maka, get in front of him. Maka, get in front of him. There you go, Maka. Come on, strong.
So Spirit having it in their own half. Williams now has it outside the half. Kyle Williams lobs it into the middle. Kyle Williams' ball wasn't quite the one they were looking for in that situation, as handball called by FC. So it'll be a Spirit ball. It will be, well, at one point I thought Marks was going to take it. Not the case, but all it could be Marksy. No, it's Frankie Lukovic. The drama is coming up here. Gus Huslett getting excited. You can hear Perkovic going, make sure the time is added on. Don't you love listening to coaches? Always exciting. Frankie Lukovic. Lukovic's ball was decent. Did bounce off Sydney FC. We tried to get a shot. Connor Starbo did ricochet off the Sky Blues. Now it's a chance for Sydney FC again. The ball's going to drop back. Now it's flicked forward. It's going to be stopped off by the keeper, Gus Huslet. Nicholas with a decent roost. As now the Sky Blues coming back to the right side. Again, Spirit looking to build here. Is something coming on here? Ball by Akubo. Didn't quite connect to Frankie. Volkovic couldn't get to it. As now it's a chance for Sydney FC through Cronin. Cronin now wanting to go one way. Kyle Williams, great work. And Kaya's got possession for Spirit. Ball goes right side. And now Akubo has got on this right side. Akubo wants to cut back inside. Akubo does get a short ball on. Does find Chidiak, and Chidiak gets it across to Frankie Lukovic. And now he works it to the left. This is Nicholas. Nicholas gets it into the middle. Gus leaps high, takes the mark. And now the Swans want to see if he can get signed to them all of a sudden. Makes the regulation save. Tell you what, more park you'd be wanting to make sure Gus's 3 years is definitely at Sydney FC. Substitution being made for the Sky Blues. It will be Kalusic, who is going to be their last change too. So Joseph Kalusic will come on. And coming off the field will be Middleton, I think you'll find. So that will be... No, sorry, it will be Will Kennedy. My apologies. Will Kennedy will be coming off the field. So that's the substitution. I think I'm right in saying that. And also substitution made. Alawalia is done. And coming onto the field for the Gilmore. So the Gilmore coming on, looks like. The Spirit. No, it'll be interesting what happens in the next couple of minutes here, because Spirit well and truly in this game just need the chances to go their way. That's easy said than done, but they can get them going their way. Be a great addition. So we've got a game on our hands. There's no question about it. See, Gilmore is on the field. It's Lincoln. Ball played down by Lancaster, and now Lincoln Gilmore works it on. Nicholas has it. Nicholas working it down the left. Now that ball line was not too bad by Conestabo. They're going to go back to Lincoln Gilmore. Conestabo again getting himself involved. Pachevsky has it. He flicks it across to the right side. This is Kyle Williams. Back to the left side. Pachevsky has it again. Pachevsky works it down that left wing. The touch over the top by Nicholas. And again, the Kubo coming back for it. And he swung around. Foul call. No, it's going to be just a throw in to Spirit. Thought there could have been a call for it. Now Spirit's got to the game through Williams. Kyle Williams now down the right side. This is in Chidiak. Back to Williams. Nice ball on by Brady Smith. Now he's taken down the challenge. Conestabo. Pachevsky's ball. Play does continue. Pachevsky just down. Foul won't be called, but it will be just time called to halt, or play called to halt to be exact, just to make sure both players are okay, because there was two players on the ground, one for Spirit, one for Sydney. It's Conestabo obviously for Spirit, and Sky Blues player will get back up shortly. So 1-0 if you just joined us. Goal was scored by Tay Headley. So Tay Headley getting the goal to make it 1-0. 7 minutes into the first half, or about 8. No, actually, 1 minute. Go again. It was about 11 minutes into the second half. It was the 56th. That's right. I'll do my math right eventually. FC here. a drink. I think that is in De Jesus. He gets back up, limping up, right, but he'll be okay to continue. So Friday night NPL, if you don't mind, it's always good fun. And don't forget tomorrow our games. Sutherland and Sydney United at 4 p.m. at Seymour Shore. Rangers and Wanderers at Popondetta at 5 p.m. Wollongong and Apia at 7 p.m. at Wynn Stadium, 7:15 at Penshurst, St George City and Rockdale. St George FC and Olympic at Barton Park tomorrow at 7:30. Blacktown and Marconi at Landon at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Mariners and Manly has been postponed to a date to be confirmed in the next couple of weeks, I would assume. Ball goes over halfway. Frankie Lukovic couldn't get to it. Ball goes out for a throw for Sydney FC. Yeah, fans starting to cheer their team on again. Ball drops back. Kyle Williams worked it on. Couldn't do much with it there in that passage of play. Gilmore. Lincoln Gilmore. Tell you what, every time I think of Gilmore, I actually think of Gary Gilmore, who played for Australia back in the 70s for the Aussies in the cricket. That's all I can think of, Gary Gilmore. So Lincoln Gary Gilmore is now Sydney FC have a chance again. Now can they utilise the middle? Here's the shot from range, and I'll tell you what, it was a decent effort. He couldn't get it down, France, but it was a decent roost. He had the support on the left. I actually thought that could have been the option. I think it was McAllister that he had. He didn't quite utilise him, but I'll tell you what, it was a decent effort. Aaron France, he's a good young player, I've got to say, Aaron France. Ball goes over halfway by Marks. Ball bounces down. Hit it up. Kubo's ball wasn't too bad. It's been played down. Middleton couldn't quite get the ball. He was looking for lock-on, but Spirit again will reset at the back. Pachevsky works it on. Now Nicholas will work it up the line. Chidiac has it. Chidiac had support. Chidiac, he's going to work it back inside. He's going to go back to halfway or just behind halfway, Pachevsky. And again, they'll utilise this right side. So, possession again for Williams. Tell you what, Smith really wants to be utilised here. Somebody to set up the play. Did well before Pachevsky went left. Nicholas comes back. Here's Gilmore. Now it's a chance again for Frankie Lukovic. He works it on to Williams. Kyle Williams works it to the left. It's going to be stifled down by Sydney FC, but it's played back. And here's Gilmore. A short pass. Chidiac on the left. And again, Nicholas will look to cross this one in. Well, Kubo couldn't get to it. It's played down by Sydney FC, but it's going to drop back for Spirit. Now this is Pachevsky. Pachevsky works it back in land. Gilmore now across the face. And again, Frankie Lukovic works it down the left. Kubo couldn't get the header he was looking for. The ball comes in. There's nobody in the slot. Actually moved away from the slot. It was actually Aaron Bassage as the ball does go out. And it will be a Sydney FC ball. Chance gone begging. Still 6 minutes of regulation time. Plus injury time. And don't worry, David Perkovic will make sure that every last second is added on. You can hear him in the background. So, ball drops back. Spirit have been throwing everything. Even the kitchen sink has been thrown at one point. Now here's a chance. Aaron Bassage works it in position. Again, Akubo left tight, came back. Couldn't quite get the shot away he was looking for there, Chidiac. The ball drops down. Again, it's Nicholas. Nicholas has to work it on. It's Gilmore that couldn't quite get the shot away. Now it drops down to Nicholas on the left. Nicholas now looks to cross back inside. Can he beat the target? He does. So he does touch off Sydney FC. Should be a corner, will be a corner. Well, everything is happening here. And the corner will be taken by Gilmore. So Lincoln will be looking to drill this one all right. So Lincoln Gilmore will be an in-swinger here. Right foot connects. Ball bounces everywhere. So Smith tried to cross it in, but it's going to be saved. Huslet was in the slot to save it. So inside 5 minutes regulation time, the final 5. Sadly, we don't have a red light that pops up for the final 5 minutes for the warning. But anyway, it will be Huslet. I think they've called it a goal kick because the ball did go out by Brady Smith. Ball goes up to halfway. Kubo's actually flicked it back for his side. Pachevsky will have to play it back to Marks here. I'll tell you what, that could be an airy carry. Foul. No, yeah, well, it will be a foul, but it'll go Spirit's way. Sydney FC were jumping up and down. They were thinking it was going to be called their way. France was taking down the challenge. And now Spirit have an opportunity again. Kubo's on the run. Can he get to it? Middleton's played it. That was Jared. Jared, I should say, is now Spirit wanted to get possession. Sydney FC win the foul. I knew at one point I was going to call Jared. Got Jared on the brain. Too many middos, I know. Anyway, 10 yards from halfway. Going to be about 3 yards from halfway when we all settle where the ball's going to be. Sydney FC, another goal they want. Could see Perko talking to the fourth official at the moment in Rory McFarlane as the ball is flicked back inside from Kalusic. Sydney FC, another goal. Can it happen? The throw will go their way. Ball by Lucy Hungerford. This to be taken by Corey Cronin. So the Crow will throw it forward. Headed down by Spirit. Now, Gilmore's lobbed it up. Headed down by Kalusic by FC. Kalusic has got to the game. Kalusic trying to get a ball across. It didn't quite work. Still a chance. Here's the opportunity for France. France nails it. France scores what could be the seal-up. Marin France could be saying c'est la vie to Spirit. It's 2-0 with under 3 to play in regulation time. Well, that ball, it does deviate off Kalusic too. France gets onto the end of it. France scores the goal, but again, it does deviate off Kalusic because Spirit were trying to somehow win possession back. They couldn't. Wow, what a game. But there is 2 minutes to go. There is of regulation time. And we will have at least 5 minutes of injury time, I reckon. 2-0 is a dangerous lead in football. I must stress that. Even if I'm wrong again, I just have to put that out there. Okay. Look, a 2-goal lead. Ask the Oilers. Edmonton failed yesterday against Dallas. Yeah, this will be a foul. Yellow card's given. It is all happening. Last couple of minutes, it started to pick up again, the intensity. At the chili bin. So the foul is called. The Sydney FC ball. Aaron Bassage getting the card. Of all that, now we're going to watch the board here. We haven't seen the board come out yet to show us the time. We haven't even seen a sneaky like we did in the first half. Justin was keen onto it, and then I reminded him we had 2 minutes remaining of regulation time. But the board is coming up. We reckon 5. What's Rory going to show us? It's going to be 6, I think. I think it's 6. Yep, 6 minutes of injury time we've got. Thank you, Rory. We've got 6 minutes of injury time here. This will be interesting. Can Spirit pull back? We know Spirit can play this game. Ball is lobbed forward to the edge of the area. Comes in position. Conestable can't control. Now it's Lockie Middleton. Lockie Middleton just gets it forward. Again, Headley lost control. Good work, Nicholas. And then eventually it's won by Chidiac. Chidiac now works it down the left. It's stifled again by the Sky Blues. What they do well on that occasion, they were able to stop it. Tyler Williams is now. They'll go forward here down the right side. Not the best ball by Brady Smith. And it will be going out for a throw for Sydney FC. Can't afford to waste time, though. There's about 5 minutes and 20 seconds of injury time here, we believe.
Matt, get behind him.
Can't afford to waste time, Spirit. If they are to come back. Here's Aaron Bassage. It flecks off. Drops down. See what? Marco Aaron Bassage was able to do it. Oh, who knows what could have happened. As the ball drops back in position. Again, Spirit have to start from halfway. Kyle Williams. And Smith goes back to Williams. Williams utilises the left side. This again will be in Pachevsky. Nicholas is on the left wing. Nicholas will go back to Pachevsky. Pachevsky will fire it forward. And again, it drops too deep at the end. But you could see Conestable would have been the man they were looking for. So time could well and truly go against them here, Spirit. But you just never say never in football. But maybe Sydney FC are going to get the win tonight. Big win for Sydney FC. Remember, they play on Tuesday night. They've got that catch-up game against St George FC at Barton Park. Foul goes, or the throw goes the way of Spirit. Conestable headed it up. It was headed down again by Gilmore. Sydney FC tried to play it forward, but Spirit were able to stifle it. Williams sent the ball on from Frankie. And then Conestable found support. Conestable will have to win possession again. Williams has it. Conestable try to work it down the line. Middleton, Lachlan touched off him. Possession again for Brady Smith. Smith goes down the left. Nicholas again will have to penetrate it forward. It does flick off FC. He was trying to win possession here but couldn't quite. And Nicholas was the man again. Headley was giving him some bother. Now Spirit once more will be looking to deviate this ball down the right side. Again, this is played back. Pachevsky in the middle. He utilised the support of Frankie. And then eventually he's gone back to Pachevsky by Gilmore. And then Sydney FC have to slide it away. The ball is going desperately close to going out. Ball is drifted in, and then it was played down by Conestable. Played on by Gilmore. And again, Aaron Bassage on the left foot. Gets into the Chidiac. Chidiac plays it back. Gilmore, no! Oh, Gilmore, that would have been a lovely strike. But the wrong side. Just couldn't get it in. The score remains 2-0, and it looks like it's Sydney FC's. Oh, that would have been a lovely strike. Not to be. Aaron France got the goal to make it 2-0 for the Sky Blues. Goes up the halfway. Headed up by Conestable. Then they're headed down by Aaron Bassage. Good play by Chidiac. Gilmore goes left. This is Nicholas. Nicholas, nice ball into the slot. Again, Huslet leaps high. He gets it. This will be a victory for the Sky Blues. A big one at that. Remember the game in hand. They have got. Move the 21 points, equal with Sydney United. Ahead of Manly and Wollongong, St George City at the moment. They will now go to 0. Well, actually, they'll go to, they will go to, here's the shot that goes wayward. They'll go to 1. Positive 1 for goal difference. And that's important to note. Positive 1 goal difference. Swing of -1 that they were for Sydney FC. Spirit will go to a goal difference of 14 now. The chance of Spirit getting Spirit of being back in 4th if City win on the weekend. That's if they win, I should note as well. Draw will still see Spirit ahead of City. Ball goes up to the left side, but they couldn't do much with it. Sydney FC, this has been a great performance tonight. I'll be happy with it. What they were able to achieve here. As I said, they'll be fighting for a spot inside the top 6. That's going to be their aim here. Chidiac has possession though for Spirit. Nicholas has it again. Chidiac, the area, it's headed away by Middleton. It's Lockie. Now it comes back. And the ball line by Williams. Kubo, and then the shot by Frankie. Vukovic just speared it wide of the mark. 2-0 it will be. Sydney FC will get the win. 6 minutes of additional time. We're over that now. The whistle will be in the mouth of Casey. Sydney FC are going to get the 3 points tonight. And a big 3 points at that, as I said. That's the whistle at full time. And it's an important win, as I said, for Sydney FC. 2-0 they win. Goal scorers of Headley and Marin France. And a win that will see Sydney FC potentially, I say potentially, in the weekend be inside the top 7, even 6 if results go their way. And you know what? They could go their way. It's going to be an almighty fight for that 6th place. Spirit, they could drop the 4th by the end of the weekend, but that's the worst they'll drop to. But in a lot of regards, a result that they're going to rue. I say they're going to rue because if they won tonight, they would have been in a better position. So 8 shots to 5. It was 3-0 shots on target. Corners of 2 to 4. Offsides of 2 to 0. Fouls of 10 to 11. Yellow cards of 1 to 2. No red cards. Full time. It was a win to Sydney FC against Spirit. Spirit next week take on Blacktown City at Arctic Park. That game at 5:30 on Saturday. Looking forward to that game at the Arctic Circle. And also to note, Sydney FC, they next week will take on Sydney United at Sydney United Sports Centre. And as I said, they play St George FC at Barton Park on Tuesday, so they've got a couple of games coming up. Full time, 2-0 Sydney FC, too good for Spirit. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow for more games. I'll run through those one more time for you because we do have to wrap up. Before we do, it's Sutherland and Sydney United Seymour Shore tomorrow at 4 p.m. 5 p.m. it's Rangers and Wanderers at Popondetta. Wollongong and Apia win at 7. 7:15 St George City and Rockdale at Penshurst. And also FC, that's St George play Olympic at Barton Park. Sunday Blacktown City and Marconi at Landon. Mariners and Manly will be rescheduled. That was supposed to be at Plume Park on Sunday. Full time 2-0 Sydney FC, too good for Spirit. Nicholas Gutniak signing off. We'll chat to you soon. Bye for now.